If you had to ask me if there was one poem which summed up my childhood and the time I have lived in and the place that I'm from, that I have written, it would be this poem, Thinking About the Point of Things, which I wrote where I'm from in County Down. It's based there and is as good a representation I can think of in my own poetry of who I am, where I'm from, and the world I have lived in. So this is Thinking About the Point of Things. Sunlight shows up the dirt on the window. Bird shit, streaks of rain stain from an overnight shower put the pristine white of the PVC frame to shame. A Belfast-bound flight disappears into Belfast. Flares and unflares in the soft blaze of a spring evening like a second sun. Or a one-off star through this one-off belter of a blue sky, as it's radioed through its last approach, touching down to a province of politics. We'd call it something else if there was a word for it. Untouched by the in-your-face canvassing, the prospect of door-to-door campaigning, the lecturing in the electioneering that's going on and is ongoing now. As lampposts wear placards of touched-up, photoshopped, yet puffy, pasty-faced politicians, cable-tied, fastened to streetlight after streetlight by some fastidious, unpaid recruit with hope. Busybodies, do-gooders who've got done over. MEPs' double chins belie their a la carte lifestyles. Scream foie gras to start, fillet steak, then the cheese board. A taxing regime of lunches on tick to the taxpayer. There they are beside words like future, your, vote, for. The same old from the same old-timers, while buccaneery young bucks bear the look of the duped. Dimpled, malevolent grins of hardliners, the streets of Crosscar are festooned with them wherever you look, left, right and centre. Like a festival without the festivities, festivities without a festival, or come to think of it, a festival without a festival. But their greens and their blues will fester and fade in the elements, the heat and the rain that will fall through all the Baltic founderings of an Ulster winter. Rare days of summer's sun-split trees, heat-woven lull, as lampooners, gossipers, small talkers, lampoon, gossip and small talk it all up in their blogs. Here the chickens, however, take it all in their stride, as if the world is one big joke, a cakewalk. I've been especially impressed by the rooster. Sometimes I wonder if he has seen the future. My father footers at something in the garden. Someone says something unimportant in the kitchen to my mother's usual love-full clatter of pans, rattled to within an inch of their life. The Hollyoaks theme tune comes from the living room as loud as you like, as if there was no tomorrow. You cannot hear the tick of a clock here. Ironically, you wouldn't catch me dead in there. And tonight death seems like a million miles away, as I, perhaps, get closer to what it is I want to say. And tonight the world feels like $1 million, and I feel the need for words like shebang, arpeggio, carpaccio, Caravaggio, piano, allegro, pimiento, bravado. And in the garden, everything seems so abandoned, so easy come, easy go. The watering can has fallen on its side. The daffodils are here, there and everywhere. The spade against the ditch, a loner. The deflated and faded Gilbert rugby ball, unkicked, undropped gold, unconverted, untried, tired. It lies beyond my brother's jinking, dinking, running rings around me, scoring. Reminds me of the games we used to play, one-on-one. Gary Owening chipping and chasing our life away on an evening like this evening. Thirst slaked by big pints of Robinson's orange barley water. a pause in play before we'd sidestep each other until it couldn't get any darker. Older now, perhaps to grow is also to outgrow. Older now, we find ourselves homesick at home, as now my nephew's Disney slide is folded horizontal on the patch of grass it will keep from the rain and kill. And beside the pampas grass, beside the greenhouse, the midges seem left to their own devices. A swarm of small sun gods hovering en masse, up to no good, a swathe of sunlit nuisance. And the robin alone skitters through the leilandi, from one branch to another branch, inching, shaking, then steadying, shaking, then steadying. And I, for the life of me, can't tell you why, but remain gobsmacked at its balancing act. It's light-footed, easy does it, there, now, knack. The quiet science behind its body's equilibrium, its give and take, tightrope walker-like suspension, which makes me see an order in the world, a system, and think it's not so bad, it's not all doom and gloom. And so, birds yap all through the ash trees. As evening burns into the back of my head, recedes, and so it is that I weigh things up, catch myself on. Second suns, one-off stars, robins, leilandi, caught up in all the catchings of the eye.